Hi guys, it is me Drank and welcome to another episode of the Top 5. And in today's Top 5 it's all about, well, my preference to the best indie games. So without further ado, let's start the video. In the 5th spot we find the Stanley Parable. The Stanley Parable is an interactive fiction video game designed by Davey Wreden. The game was originally released on July the 27th of 2011 as a free modification for Half-Life 2. Humor is often absent in video games, mostly being restricted to slapstick comedy or crude one-liners. But the Stanley Parable, by contrast, is hilarious, and without dumbing down. Players follow, or they do not follow, a very English narrative voice who changes the world around you depending on your decisions. No decision is punished. Every playthrough throws up a new kind of humor and weirdness. And being trapped in the closet in the Stanley Parable is more moving and funny than 9 out of 10 other games. So that's why the Stanley Parable deserves our number 5 spot.
He realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
And in our number 4 spot, we find the indie game Gone Home. Gone Home is a first-person adventure exploration video game developed and published by the Fulbright Company. Like the Stanley Parable, Gone Home falls into the unofficially deemed walking simulator genre. However, Gone Home is less fixated on the lighter issues and more concerned with the sum of life's more difficult realities. After getting home from a stay overseas, you play as 21-year-old Caitlin Greenbrier, who is greeted by a vacant residency. While gameplay in Gone Home is mainly limited to scavenging through notes to find out where the protagonist's family has ventured off to, the gripping story exhibits a roller coaster of emotions if you keep an open mind. And I definitely recommend playing this one, so that's why this one is in our number 4 spot.
Hi Mom, so I got my ticket home from Europe. I get back on June 6th, but it's a really late flight because that was the cheapest, so it gets in at midnight. But don't worry, I'll get a shuttle from the airport so you don't have to pick me up. Like, really seriously, you don't have to. Okay, so love you, see you soon, bye.
And in our number 3 spot we find the game Limbo. Limbo is a puzzle platform video game developed by independent studio Playdad. The game was released in July of 2010. Limbo is a platformer with a difference. 5 years after its initial release, the game's haunting storyline still affects many. In the game you play as the boy, a child with glowing eyes who's been cast into limbo to find his sister. Making your way through bleak and dangerous worlds full of hostile silhouettes, giant spiders and deadly gravitational fields, you need to think on your feet and time your movements to perfection to survive. But Limbo is much more than a simple platformer. It is an experience, and one that has you wondering the very essence of life by the time it's over. Deep, profound and absorbing, it's an indie game everybody should take the time to play, and that's why this one is in our number 3 spot. And in our number 2 spot we find the indie game Firewatch. Firewatch is a first-person mystery adventure video game developed by Kempo Sento and published by Kempo Sento and Panic. The game was released in February of 2016. Exploring a surreal wilderness seems to be quite a trend these days in gaming, and developer Kempo Sento's debut only serves to keep it going strong. Set in the wilderness of 1998's Wyoming, you're Henry, a fire lookout that is all alone in the woods after exploring something strange in the distance. While carrying a walkie-talkie, you are talking to Delilah. She is your only point of contact as you explore the wilderness. Will you make it back alive? Will the decisions you make help or harm the relationship with your only lifeline in the outside world? Don't worry about these questions yet. Just look out for the fire escapes. definitely play this game, guys. It is awesome, and that's why this one is in our number 2 spot. And we're finally here. Our number one indie game is Rust. Rust is a survival video game in development by Facepunch Studios for Microsoft Windows, OS X and Linux. Rust is one of the more successful indie titles of recent times. By the end of 2015 it had sold over more than 3 million copies, which isn't too shabby considering it isn't even a finished game. The game has been on Steam's early access since launch in December 2013. Still, it seems people can't get enough of the DayZ-inspiring survival sim. It sees you use your wit and bearings to survive in harsh open worlds, starting off with nothing but a rock. After gathering resources needed to build a house and weapons to defend off attackers, Rust gradually becomes more intense as you defend your own growing base or attempt to breach other bases. And I definitely need you guys to pick up this one. It is an awesome game. Go pick it up, go to Steam, download the game and have fun. Alright guys, that's it for our top 5 best indie games. If you think I missed one, please comment below your top 5 indie games. I hope you liked the video. If you do, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. On screen are 2 videos I highly recommend checking out, and I'll see you in the next one.